Welcome to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. The entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, and we're bringing to you all the way from the UK, and that's the band JAYLER. JAYLER delivers a sound that feels timeless without ever sounding like a throwback. I happen to have the guitar player with me today, and we were going to have James, the lead singer, but he had double booked, and they've done like 3 or 4 of these today, I think. Tyler, how is it going out there?
Very well, man. Very well, man. Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love your last name, Arrowsmith.
Thank you very much.
Is that your real name? I'm just curious.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's some people assume it's like a fake name or obviously connection with Arrowsmith, but no, it's Tyler Arrowsmith. Yeah,
did your parents grow up, with some of the music of Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, my father did. Yeah, not so much my mom, but apparently he had no. It wasn't his decision for the Aerosmith.
Well, that's pretty awesome, and I'm glad you could make it. I know you had a busy schedule, and you guys have a huge tour coming up.
Yeah, it's I mean, at the moment, it's been a bit quieter, which is it's like a bit of a blessing and a curse. It's nice to have a bit of time to rest, but then after you sit at home for a couple of days, you're like, I just want to play again now. I just want to get out there. So yeah,
that's pretty awesome. And it's good being busy, and it's good being young again. God, when I was 20, I'm guessing you guys are close to your 20s, and you guys just have a bright future. I was looking at your history. You did some shows opening with Lynyrd Skynyrd. And you've had some great shows, some great stadiums, and you guys have a great look. And you are reminiscent, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times, of the band Led Zeppelin and some of the 70s music growing up. And a lot of I'm sure your parents had something to do with that, maybe bringing you up in the real world and not this manufactured music that's going on today, that kind of thing, which music's gotten a little bit out of control, as you know. And it's nice to keep it original, authentic, and real. And you guys have done that. And you're not playing around with all this this manufactured music, the sampled stuff. A lot of these kids aren't even learning how to play guitar, and they're doing full length albums, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy. It's crazy, the technology, the AI, and everything that's going on. There's people out there that are recording legit songs through AI and have never played an instrument. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into that, that whole thing. I'm looking at your website over here, and good looking bunch of guys, by the way.
Oh,
and it's
thank you very much.
JAYLER. Everyone, you're listening to JAYLER from the UK. And where specifically are you from, James? Or Tyler, I'm sorry, Tyler.
It's I always say out just outside of Birmingham in the UK. That's like the most known place.
Birmingham. I love your accent.
You said it better. Yeah, it's not Birmingham.
Birmingham. I was in Australia, and they said I had an accent, from America. And I'm like,
of course.
I don't feel like I have an accent,
It's not that strong, no. Well, I always think I don't have much of an accent because where I am, it's kind of like a bland English.
Gotcha.
Yeah, then I speak to like someone like in America, and it's like, oh yeah, you've got an accent.
I love it either way, and I'm just glad you made the grade. You showed up, and we're doing a pre-record so we can do the live show, and it's the day before you have a new release coming out.
Yeah, so we got the 29th of May is the album's release date. Voices Unheard. Which is our debut album, and it's been ever since we started. It's always, I think it's like a band's #1 ambition really to get an album out, and actually gonna be cheeky.
Oh, you guys are doing vinyl. I love it, man. That's vinyl. Yep. And I keep telling bands, go back and do some vinyl, get your stuff on vinyl, because the kids are getting it now. They're getting autographs on it. They got all the pictures in there and the lyrics. I mean, that's a beautiful album cover.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and we spent a lot of time on it. It's all an art for us. It's to get it all right was A bit of pressure. It's we didn't want to mess it up, but no, we're super happy with it, and we wanted to make sure it's a nice package. When you open it up, and when the postman comes and drops off your album, and you take out all the lyric
Right,
sheets and you look at the
right.
pictures, you have a
I
good
love it.
time reading it all.
I love it, man. I love anything tangible. Like I had a band send me a book the other day. They sent me their book. That one of the big guys in the band is an author, and he did a
Oh,
book called "The Ghost of April 16," and it's basically a book about their journey in the band. And things
okay.
like that are tangible. We can touch it. We're not just
Yeah,
downloading a song and listening to it and going, "What are these guys about?" Who's Jailer? Who are these guys? And unless
that's a
they're
good
really
idea.
interested, they'll go back and they'll listen to all your videos and your music and all your history. But let's go back in your history growing up as a young lad. And did your were your parents very supportive of your music career and did they kind of help you along, or did you just kind of go rogue and say, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own? Were they supportive in your music endeavors?
It was just like, yeah, screw them. I'm doing what I want to do. No. Um, well, my dad being a fan of the genre and my dad being, I mean, massive AC/DC fan. And growing up, I was
Nice, nice.
no pop radio on in the house. That always got changed over to the rock station.
There you go.
So, yeah, that was pretty inevitable, really. So, yeah, I remember when I met James, I was studying at a sixth form, which is like a college. And
Is
I
it
was
like the
studying
GIT out here, like the Guitar
like
Institute?
extent. No. So I was studying maths and science,
Oh, math. Oh,
right?
wow.
And I met James, and he was telling me about this college course that he was doing, which is like a music production and music performance specific course. And
Okay.
he's like, "What the hell are you doing studying maths and the science? Like, come join my college. I'm going to beg the lecturers to let you in." And I remember telling my mom, and she's like, "No, she's like, you're too clever just to do guitar. What if it doesn't work out? You need to make sure you got your degrees in place for maths and
Right.
science." I'm like, I could do that, but that's boring. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and try this. I've got a good shot at it here. I want to try it, and I think once we'd done a few of the shows and she kind of saw what's there, she's like, okay, you know what, fair play. So yeah, they've been great, and all of our parents really. When we started, obviously, what's the first thing a band really needs is a PA system. How you gonna play shows without a PA, and so all of our families chipped in a bit to help us. But what's been nice is from the beginning, we didn't want to owe anyone anything. So once
Yeah.
our parents had kind of chipped in for a small PA system, we then, every time we got money for doing a pub show, we'd take that money and put it in a pot. And we'd have a little bit of money for
There you
ourselves, but
go.
then
There you go.
this pot would always go back to the equipment. So yeah, we tried to become as self-sufficient as possible as soon as.
Can you tell me a little bit about the style of music? Now, where did that come from, and who started it? Were you all just in that genre, that groove? I mean, being so young and sounding so, it's almost like you were reincarnated, right? You were brought back. It's like the '70s is revived again. And, and
Yeah.
and it's so reminiscent. And I keep saying Led Zeppelin, but there's so many other bands, Jefferson Airplane, Jimi Hendrix, BB King, some of the great blues guitar players, and you're a guitar player. And do you
Yes.
have and so was the whole band kind of on board? And I want to go back to who started Jailer and tell me a little bit about the name. How was it discovered?
Right. Well, I mean, it kind of first started. I know that James had been at the college with Ed and Ricky for a few months now, but they never really spoke much. I think Ed kind of was like, sorry, James was kind of watching Ed for a little bit, seeing like, could he be a drummer? Is he good enough? And yeah, when I first met James at an open mic night, which would have been back November 2021. Um, the first kind of interests we both shared were the 70s style rock. We talked about, like, what songs can we jam together? And the first three was an AC/DC track, a Zepp
Nice,
track, and a
cool.
Darkness track. So from the get-go, that was like the covers that we started playing, and as we expanded into doing full cover sets in pubs as a full bands, um we were thinking about, okay, what's going to be stuff that people really like. We're a bit of a niche playing these old classic rock covers, so let's keep going with that. So yeah, those were the songs that we played. But when we first met Ed, for example, he'd never heard of Led Zeppelin. He'd never heard of
You
AC/DC. He'd
never
never
heard
heard of
Leslie.
Deep. But
Wow.
no, he was into indie music. He liked the kind of British like indie stuff, like the early 2000s. And we our first time jamming together, he came away from it and he told his parents, "Oh, I don't know if I can stick at this. They're way too loud and noisy." So
Uh,
he and obviously he's the drummer, so that's funny. So he went out and bought
was
some
that
like ear
Ricky? Ricky
protection.
was.
No, so Ed's the drummer, Ricky's the bass player.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, and James is the singer frontman. And so we introduced him to that genre of music. We played some Stephen Wolf, some Zepp, AC/DC, and he came back a different person. And his entire mindset just like switched, and he's just like, "Oh my God, I love this. I love it." And so yeah, we got him into that, but also he's a massive like jazz big band fan
Is it
from
jazz?
his yeah, from his grandfather. And like Ricky, he loves like soul and Motown. So there's a lot of influence from different places as well. And
Yeah.
like James, from a songwriting point of view, James is a huge fan of like more like country and folk. So like
Okay.
John Denver, Bob Dylan, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Mhm.
Those are the people who really inspired him to write.
And what a great writer he is. And it sounds like you have a little mixed influence, a lot of jazz and blues behind you. Ricky
Yeah,
Ricky Hodgkiss, what a cool name that is. And he's on bass and keys, so he plays keyboards as well on stage.
yeah. Speaking of his name, the first time he played with us, James couldn't get his name right. James kept saying Ricky Hodgkins or Ricky Hodges. He was just
Hodgkins.
like, yeah, we're like, you got it wrong again, man. Try again. Yeah,
Yeah.
so what we normally do is we have like this main set that we stick to for like festival appearances and smaller shows, this main set list. And then if we're doing our own headline show, we bring out the organ then. So what Ricky does is he's playing obviously the organ up top. Because he can't play the bass at the same time, he then
He's
has
doing the bass
foot
pedals, maybe.
pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he
He's a,
plays the bass pedals with his feet. Yeah. So
that is pretty
which is
cool. That's
fun.
yeah. Well, does he do like
Yeah,
a Hammond organ? Some of that old
yeah,
grit style organ? Does he does any of the P3
exactly.
sounds? Yeah. That's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. He's just invested in a new Hammond. I mean, he'd love a B3 with a Leslie spinning behind it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Fuck. I had
they're
two
a bit
Les.
heavy and a bit expensive.
I am a keyboard player myself, and
Oh,
I
cool.
had a Leslie back in the 80s. My first record was
Fantastic.
1979. I'm the lead singer for Danger, if you ever heard of Danger. And
Okay.
I go way back. I've had 3 albums out, and that's why I decided to do the podcast show, so I could talk to a lot of my fellow musicians, some of my colleagues, and new musicians to the United States. So you guys are coming in from, let's say, the UK. A lot of people out here may not have heard of you yet,
Yeah.
but they
No, that's
will.
great. Well, the plan is obviously we got the dates in Europe and we've never actually done a headline tour before. So next year is going to be we want to do a headline tour. And we also
Cool.
want to branch out and get over to the States. So that's the plan.
Well, you're very lucky to have James in the band. He's what a great front man and lead singer he is. Um,
Yeah, and he's also like if you imagine it more like a like an orchestra, he's kind of like orchestrating things, like especially like
yeah,
the jam sections that we have inside of songs. We all kind of walk back to the drum riser and he'll go, right, one, two, and then we just jam. We don't know where we're going to take a song, but it just happens. And James is very good at kind of seeing how the crowd is working and seeing how the crowd's interacting, and he's brilliant. Obviously, that comes with a lot of experience over the last few years doing the smaller shows in the pubs and kind of seeing how people react to things. But yeah, it's very fun, that live element, and he takes full advantage of that.
I'm sitting here looking at your website, just trying to get a little grip on what you guys got going on, and I see on the front page of your website, everyone, if you want to go visit them, it's jailer.co.uk. and that's their website. And I'm looking at the song down below. It says official video, and I was reading a little bit about what was your first. Was that one of your first compilations down below?
So after the EP, we had a few other tracks that we demoed, but I think that probably came around early 2024. So it's been around for a while now.
Okay,
And yeah, we've been playing it for well over a year on stage.
very cool. And I see you're getting quite a bit of following on Spotify and
Yeah.
Apple. Yep, Apple, Amazon. You're out there. Everybody, you can download their music if you're listening. It's available everywhere, and the new album is going to be out the day after this show airs, and that's on the
Yeah.
29th of May, correct?
Yeah, and also something exciting. We're the vinyl and CD are available on Amazon. So even over in the US, you should be able to go on
Oh,
Amazon or our official store, which is on our website. You can get the album from. So that's exciting. It's I like typing in JAYLER on Amazon and seeing it come up.
so everybody, you can get JAYLER on Amazon. You can pretty much get anything you want. Now that the new Voices Unheard, that's coming out the day after. That's not available right now, or can they pre-order that album?
You can pre-order it. Yeah, it's already out on other websites, and they should be shipped out in time so they everyone receives them on the 29th.
Gotcha. And I'm looking at, I'm on your Music, Apple Music, and it has Voices Unheard JAYLER, and it looks like it's on the new album as well. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Down. So the singles that have already been released are Riverboat Queen, Down Below, and Need Your Love.
Gotcha. Let me know if you can hear that.
Yeah, got that.
So this is kind of what it's like, people.
For a late night token, she had me sinking. This from the all winking. She took my soul way down below to the seven gates of hell.
Very cool, man.
She took my soul, my soul way down below.
A bit of harmonica in there. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the harmonica, man.
That's James's thing. That's that. Like,
James
who's
playing it?
influenced.
James playing the harmonica
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there? Little preview up on Apple. If you go up there, you get to listen to all the songs. You get a little preview before you buy the album or the single,
Yeah, there's no excuse.
which is pretty cool. And I'm with Tyler Arrowsmith. If you can dig
Yes.
that last name, it's spelled a little different. But Tyler Arrowsmith is the guitarist. Now, do you sing a little bit, Tyler?
Yeah, a little bit of backing. I shout. I try and do a bit of harmony. Yeah,
A little bit of harmony, yeah.
yeah, just a
I
little.
love it. I love it, man. You know, and I always try to get my bands to sing, you know, and no one ever wanted to sing. Like my drummer would be like, "No, man, I don't sing." And
It's not the same thing.
it's not like I needed 3-part harmonies. I just wanted a little bit of ambiance in the background, some, 2 parts, that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, Ed, our drummer, can sing. He can sing very well, but he won't because he's like, oh well, I've got to do this fill at this point, or really, this groove. I can't. I'm like, you just give it a go. So everyone has a mic, and it's kind of up to the sound engineer to see how brave he is, how much he wants to push us up.
See how brave he is. A lot of drummers don't like to sing because, man, they're so busy back there. Like like you look at artists like Phil Collins, Genesis, right? Who's that busy back there on the drums but plays keyboards.
Work cut
right?
out.
Yeah. And it's I'm a drummer myself. I know how busy it can get back there. It's like, nah, man, I don't want to sing. It's just going to get in my way. And I'm talking with Tyler Arrowsmith, the guitar player. And are you also one of the songwriters, Tyler?
Yeah, well, so as far as like lyrics, James is the main lyricist, and
Gotcha.
a lot of like the stories behind the songs are James. But we all write, we all write riffs and come up with ideas.
The reason I ask is I like to know, I'll ask you a little bit later, a little bit more in detail about your writing process, and then, follow through to publishing. I'm looking at I know you got the new release of Voices Unheard coming out May 29th. That's this year, folks. So get over there and get that. But before you started to prepare for that release, you had another, I believe it's an EP or an album, Down Below, or was that just a song?
So from this album, we've got the singles Riverboat Queen, Down Below, Need Your Love. Those are the three singles that are already out, which will be on the album. And then
this is Down Below. It says Down Below was the first track that you recorded, and when you went into the studio, and then straight away you felt like the perfect follow would be Riverboat Queen. And go ahead and tell me that story and everything that followed after that.
Yeah. So, well, we actually went into the studio originally just to do Riverboat Queen, and what ended up happening was we recorded Riverboat Queen on its own in the studio first, about probably just over a year ago now. And we ended up recording Down Below as well, just because we had some time left. But the version that we recorded of Down Below, we actually ended up we ended up recording it again, basically, because we just did a really quick version of Down Below. We literally, I think we ordered like a Chinese takeaway. Because we'd finished the Riverboat Queen, which is the song we wanted to do. We're like, okay, that's great. And while we were waiting for it to come, George, our producer, was like, we've got some time left. Like, if you guys want to do anything, just let me know. We're like, well, we've got this other track. So we started jamming it. He's like, we're recording that right now. So he put the mics back really quick and we just hit record. And it was a great take. But we just thought that we could beat it. So when we went back to doing the album, Down Below was the first track that we tackled, and we did it again now, and we thought, okay, that's probably the better take, not as rushed. So yeah, the Down Below was the first track we recorded, and then we pretty much recorded it in album sequence order. And then the music video for Down Below was another last minute thing that was like last day. That's
what it says. You hadn't planned on filming anything, but the video or the vibe in the room was too real not to capture. So the video, so you guys didn't plan on doing a video, it sounds like.
No, we were planning on probably doing a video for a song, but we had all the equipment set up. It's a fantastic place, this Vader Studios. Nice. Looked great, and all of our equipment was already set up. So we were like, well, we've got a bit of time. Matt, the owner of the studio, had some nice cameras. So George and one of the engineers, Moritz, helped us set up the cameras, and we probably played the track about 3 times. Just
nice.
Just jammed through the track, and then that was it. And then I came home. I spent a few days editing it, and that's pretty much what you see on the video.
It looks like you spent some time on that video. That doesn't look like last minute. Let's just do it. What went into that? And then you edit it, right?
Yeah. It's literally, there's 3 cameras, there's 3 takes. So we set up the cameras in different places, and but the best angle by far was the handheld camera, which George, our producer George, was holding. And you can see James having a lot of fun there, like singing directly into the camera.
Right. That was cool.
Yeah, I think they're the best shots.
That was very cool, man. That was very cool. As professional as any video I've seen, and good for you guys, man. Just decided to do it on the spot. Pretty cool, and great recording, by the way. And
thank you.
Speaking of the recording, I had your producer up on my screen a little bit ago, but you did the new album. Well, you got the new one coming out on Voices Unheard. It's going to be released May 29th, 2026 this year. And it was done through Silver Lining Music. To celebrate the release, JAYLER will host a series of exclusive in-store signing sessions. So you guys already have that plan to go and sign the album when it comes out?
Yeah. And it's, well, I'm really looking forward to it because it's always nice to play smaller venues anyway when you've done some bigger stuff. You got the crowd connection of them being like right there on you, but also we just like talking. We like talking to our community, and to be there and just being I haven't been to a record store in a while, so I'm going to enjoy seeing some record stores. And,
do you guys still have a lot of record stores out in the UK? We used to have a lot, but we don't have as many as we had back in the
definitely not
day.
as many. No, it's mainly like the big, like HMV is the big one in the UK. But
Gotcha.
then there are also some nice like independent stores. There's one in a town local to me that's a nice one. It's called Stylus Records. And that's always a fun one to go in every now and then and see. And they often have interesting things in there as well. They do like secondhand records, so it's fun.
That's cool. We have a couple, vintage, independent record stores. I think there was a couple. I can't remember their names, but I used to go there to find records I couldn't find in like Tower. We had Tower Records out here in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
yeah.
But getting back to your following, it looks like you have a pretty loyal following. And it says here, your relentless touring and unfiltered connection with your audience. It's built a friendly, loyal following. So just what you just said, you guys are going to go out and sign the records. People are going to buy them. And each show you make yourselves available to communicate with your audience, it sounds like. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we used to do it more. Unfortunately, the bigger the shows are, the more we have found that we have to be careful, which is unfortunate because we really
Yeah.
like the interaction with the people and we like going out there. There have been a few times where there's been like like people are grabbing you and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we want to have the conversations with people, but there are times where we're not able to do that because it does get a bit crazy. And so that is a shame, but I think that's kind of like the reality of just getting bigger and getting more well known. But
Well,
no, for something
everything
like
comes with a price. Everything comes with a price, and
yeah,
there's
but for
going to be
something
given,
like a record store,
yeah, yeah, and that's a
it's
good
all
thing. It's a good thing. You just got to be careful out there in the world because you're always going to have people who love you, and you're going to have people who hate you, and for whatever reason,
exactly.
it could be jealousy or they don't like you looking at their girlfriend or their wife or whatever it is. And I've been knocked out on stage before, and
Bloody hell.
just a guy came up and knocked me out, and because he thought I was looking at his girlfriend the whole night. Well, I was looking at a spotlight, the light show. You can't see really anybody, and he goes, "You've been
Oh
looking at
my
my girlfriend," and he walked
He's
up and
obviously
punched me,
very
knocked me out.
insecure. He must be insecure about something. He doesn't.
Well,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
100%.
Well, yeah, but it was like I took the brunt, man. I got knocked out, and he got his ass
Wow.
kicked right after that. My road
Oh,
crew,
that's all right then. A bit of payback.
little payback. The bouncers took him out.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys have been now. So tell me when the beginning of this band. I got a 2023 EP. It says a piece in our time,
Yeah.
and it says your first composition put on an EP. It was 2023 when you guys really got started. Does that sound about right?
So 2023 was when this lineup was completed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we during like the early pub days, we had another bass player, Oscar, and he left in April 2023, and that's when
Okay.
Ricky came in. Now, Ricky was a guitar player. He'd only been playing bass because he just had an interest in playing another instrument for like 6 months at the time when we brought him in. And I remember first seeing him playing the bass guitar, and all of us said, Ricky, I know you've been playing guitar for like 10 years, but you're so much better at the bass than so it doesn't really fit the whole bass players are just failed
Yeah.
guitar players. Doesn't really fit that corner very well. But
No,
yeah,
they're not. No,
he's
they're not.
great.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's great. And when we first brought him in, one of the first things James said to him, because James is kind of like we say he's the stylist of the band. He said, "Oh,
Right.
Ricky, you're gonna have to grow that hair out. And you've actually got a picture from our EP,
Uh,
and you can see him with shorter hair. It keeps rolling around. And so yeah, as soon as he
That's funny.
joined, he started growing his hair out. So that's he listened, and then I'd say about
Is
six
that
months
me
after he
back there?
joined.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
6 months after he joined, it was like, well, we've got a few tracks with organ on it, Ricky, and so really we could do with you playing the organ. So he bought I think it was like a Roland something. He bought a keyboard and so yeah, he's very loyal and very willing to step up to the challenge, and no matter what we threw at him, he was on it.
So
So
he's
yeah.
he's considered one of the founding or one of the original members, basically.
Yeah, he's like the thing is with JAYLER, with where we were at the time when Ricky joined, we were just a pub band, a
Gotcha.
covers band in a pub. So really, the start of 2023 is the start of JAYLER as you know it.
So we'll
Yeah,
just call it the start of JAYLER in 23.
pretty much. Like, yes, 2022, Ricky wasn't in the band, and
Gotcha.
there
Gotcha.
was a time when it was just me and James at the open mic nights. But
Uh,
there was just a pub band.
Now I noticed that you and James are the only ones that do the interviews. Is that by design, or are you the two that are only allowed to talk for the band? Why is that you let the other guys join in?
The other guys most of the time just don't want to do it.
They
Yeah, they're like, nah, leave it to you two. When we
don't-
started the band, James never really wanted to be like a front man. He never wanted to be a singer because he didn't want to be the person to talk. So what one
Is
of
he
the
kind of
ways
shy?
that
A little bit? Is he a little bit shy,
he
James?
we was obviously
He's not.
brought out of his shell quite a bit.
I got you.
But he doesn't really like doing the talking.
Gotcha.
So from very early on, I said, look, man, no matter what you get asked to do, wherever we get asked to go on, I will be there. No worries. I can talk. And of course, after the first few interviews, he's talking more than me then. So it was fine. It was a thought
Yeah.
of doing it he didn't want to do. But once we started doing the
Well,
interviews, it was no
to see
problem.
him on stage, you wouldn't think he's a shy or timid guy. He's out there.
He's
He's running out on stage, and he's like the front man. You know.
no. He's not anymore. And doing this is really all of us, not just James. All of us have been brought out. Doing but playing on the stages and the thing is, we try and be as real as possible. We are. This is
Yeah.
us. This is what we're like. This is we're human beings. We're not putting a mask on. We're not trying to be fake. So yeah, this is who we are. But yeah, the other guys they have done interviews and they will speak, but they just
They
say
don't want
no.
to.
We're happy for you two to crack on. So there you go.
I saw you. I was watching an interview with Doctor Music or something like that, and one of your guys, I think it was Ricky. Who was it? He was sitting on the floor and he was on the side, and I saw you look over at him, and he kind of popped up, and I'm like, oh, there's the other band member.
Yes, that was last
What do they
week.
just sit around and like, okay, you guys do it. I don't want to do
Yeah, that was a rare. That doesn't normally happen. Normally, it's just me and James at our homes, but we had to pop over
it.
to the studio to sort some equipment out. And Ricky was giving James a lift home, so
How
he
funny.
he just stayed while we did that one.
Now, I want to get back to your music real quick. You had over 1 million views on the "Need Your Love" video, the official video. Over 1 million views. That's incredible. And the ones that follow, the one we just played was Down Under. It has 471,000 views already, and that was only 3 months ago. That's incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, guys. And then now, what's the third video? These songs are available on YouTube, but it's nice to hear from the artist and the songwriter and the musicians. What was the song about? Why did you do the video? And that's why I play the videos and talk to the band members. So can you give
Yeah.
me your third favorite? I've got up on my screen. I got No Woman official video, over 32,000 views on that already. And then you have Riverboat Queen. Now that's a song I wanted to play earlier, and that has 113,000 views over up on YouTube. Yeah.
It wasn't as last minute as the other one, but it was something that we had to do quite quickly
Right.
to get out there. We recorded the song and it was going to be the first single, and so it was like probably from recording it to it coming out less than 3 months. So the
Wow.
video was only probably done 3 or 4 weeks before the song was released.
You did a nice job on that. And tell me a little bit more about where was that video shot? Where was that done?
So that's actually as I say, because it was so there wasn't enough there wasn't a lot of time at all. Location scouting was had to be done really quickly. Now originally we planned to do a video at the studio we recorded, just kind of like down
Okay.
below, like a live thing. But well, it was actually we had a chat with our management and Lisa. She said to us like, it's good, but I know you've got more in you, like as in for the video. She's like, the song's great. and I think you could do something a bit more extravagant, a bit more energetic. So, we did a bit of brainstorming, and James came up with this idea of it's basically a park not
Oh,
too far
nice.
away from his house, with a river running through it, and obviously it's Riverboat Queen, and the story behind the song itself is
Yeah.
actually to do with us joining our management company and joining the music industry. The idea being that the river is the industry, and
Ah,
we're jumping aboard management, which is the Riverboat Queen, and it's that feeling
gotcha.
of like, it's that unknown feeling of I don't know if this is going to work out. We're going to hop aboard because obviously there's some rough waters. There might be some rapids ahead, but we're going to jump aboard, and we hope this works out. And you know what? So far, it's been one of the, if not the best decision we've made in the industry. So we're super stoked about that. And so that was the song. That's where the idea came from for the song, and for the
Ah,
video.
okay.
The video, a lot of the songs that we do are story based. So as you'll see, the maps in the
Yeah, I
video,
like that. I like that. Yeah.
yeah. So it's the start of the album journey. It's us finding each other, coming together, and you'll see this map. And maybe if you remember from the Need Your Love video, this map makes a return. And you're gonna have to
Yeah.
just keep watching the videos that keep coming to see the story of this map.
I like it. I like it. And all produced by George Perks. I did a little bit of looking up on him,
Yeah.
and he's done quite a bit in the music industry. And JAYLER, everyone if you just joined the show, everyone, this is JAYLER. I'm talking with Tyler Arrowsmith. He is the guitar player and songwriter of the band. And James Bartholomew, it was the lead singer. He was going to join us tonight, but he had double booked himself. He's got another show going on. And the rest of the guys, we got Ricky Hodgkiss, who's the bass and keyboard player, and Ed Evans on drums. So I wish the best for all the guys out there. And you guys got a lot going on for yourselves. And you did some shows with some pretty big bands. Some of my favorites, Southern rock. You did something with Lynyrd Skynyrd. And
Yes.
I saw Lynyrd Skynyrd a few times, man. That must have been a great show. Tell me a little bit about your experience up on stage with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and what was it like? And was there any other big shows like that you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, this was all part. I mean, the first time we played with Skinner was all part of this massive festival in Brazil, which is the
Wow.
Monsters of Rock Festival.
Rio
And
de Janeiro, right?
yeah, well, we supported them in Rio. That was the second show, but the first show we did was in Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Gotcha.
And this big Monsters of Rock festival, it's obviously taking inspiration from like the Monsters of Rock festivals you may have seen in the
I've
UK,
heard
where
about
it's
it.
like
Yeah.
one day, seven bands, massive. So headlined by Guns N' Roses. I mean, I
Nice.
don't know anywhere else in the world you'd have a lineup of Lynyrd Skynyrd and Guns N' Roses on together. It's pretty insane.
I've
Uh,
never seen that lineup before. Yeah.
no, and a bunch of other really great bands that I'm a big fan of, like Extreme, Hailstorm, Ingve
Oh
Malmsteen,
yeah.
Dirty
Love
Honey.
Extreme.
So it's a real
Yeah.
stacked lineup. And
Wow.
so in the hotel that we stayed at, there was a lot of the other bands. I remember walking to get my breakfast, and there was Gary Sharon and Pat Badger of Extreme just chilling there.
Wow. Just
And
chilling.
so so it was a pretty surreal experience, and we had some really good chats. I mean, I had a good chat with Pat then, and Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. We had a great chat with her,
Mm.
and the guys in Skinnerd, and they're just some of the nicest people. Like we had a plane to catch to go to Rio with Skinnerd and Dirty Honey, and it's a pretty surreal moment waiting for your baggage on the carousel, and you've got Dirty Honey to one side and Skinner to the other side of you. And but yeah,
Oh, cool.
we just started to hang out with each other just because of the amount of time we were spending. And obviously, we were doing the same shows, so it was really cool. And they're so like respectful of us as fellow musicians, and we're just kind of chatting like I don't know, like we've known each other for a while. So it was really cool. There's no like arrogance at all from any of those
Yeah.
guys. That's
No,
really
no
nice.
egos. No egos.
No egos.
Well, they've been around the block. They're a little bit older than you guys, and they've been in the music industry for quite a while. Lynyrd Skynyrd, I'm talking about, and I saw them a few times. I don't know if they still have the original guitar player with them or not at that time. They lost the band in a plane crash. Of course, we all
Of
know that.
course.
But Van Zant, was he with the band when you guys played with him? Van Zandt?
So the yeah, so it is. I think it's his brother now who sings. Who's
Yeah,
Johnny?
yeah,
Because yeah,
they've changed.
and obviously Gary passed a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
But we've still got
That's right.
Ricky Medlock in the band, which I believe he was the original drummer. Then he did, was it
Oh,
Blackfoot?
yeah, I
Um,
think he was in Blackfoot. Yeah.
and then he came back to Skynyrd. So yeah, but they're like,
Well,
I mean, the members of the band now, I mean, a lot of the members of Skynyrd now have been in the band longer than the original members of Skynyrd, which is crazy.
isn't
Yeah.
that funny? And a lot of the new generation, they don't care. They're still playing Freebird and they're still playing all the great hits
Oh God.
when they come out. So everyone remembers those songs, and hopefully the parents introduce the kids like you. Your parents must have been into the '70s, and there was an influence on you, your parents even listening to that kind of music growing up. And I think that's how
Definitely.
most young adults choose. Either they go rogue and they hang out with their friends, or listening to hip hop, rap, or death metal, and then or your parents were a strong influence on you, and you got to listen to that growing up. So I see the separation. In good parenting, you're going to love Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith, and growing up, that's just good parenting right there.
Yeah, yeah. They did a
That's
good
kind of
job. I'll give them that.
they did a good job. And now
Yeah.
let's get back to Voices Unheard. It's going to be out May 29th, and I keep saying that because it's a new release. And you just happen to be catching this video the day before the May 29th release. So this will be aired on the 28th of May at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I'm going to do a premiere on that show. So you can actually join in if you're up that early in the morning or whatever. I'm going to do a premiere so we can talk to the audience on the very first play.
Fantastic.
So it's called a YouTube premiere, and it's going to be on the 28th, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, USA. So if you happen to be up at whatever time that is, 2 or 3 in the morning, you can go ahead and chat to the
I'll try my
audience.
best. I'll try my best.
Now you're doing it says available on CD and 12-inch vinyl album, and then it says variant digital formats. For pre-orders, go to this location. So I'm guessing, where do you want people to go for the pre-orders? Just kind of give me an idea where you benefit most on selling the record.
So I mean, everything's on jailer.co.uk, which is our website. All
Okay.
the links are on there. If you scroll
Okay.
down, there's a link to pre-order, and I believe the link to pre-order should take you to a bigger link page where you can select all of the stores that sell it.
I saw that.
So
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, and then our official store is on there, and our official store is where you can get all the like limited edition, like the gold vinyl and the limited edition merch to go with the album. So that's probably the best place.
I can appreciate you having a website. A lot of bands don't in this day and age. I find that amazing. But they rely on social media and the link trees and all that. But I like the fact that you've taken it to the next level on being professional and having a website and having everything there. And it's great for a person like me because I can find everything I need right here. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at your website right now. You guys are on the front. And then as you scroll down, it says meet the band, and then you got your 2 videos, and then you have your new release, Voices Unheard. The debut album is out on the 29th of May. I keep saying that. And there's 4 pictures of the band on there. Looks great. And you got your video. And then it goes on to the merch store and the music store. So they can go, I guess, to the music store and get your album.
Correct.
I'm just looking at it real quick. Wow, you guys got a nice website. And great. They can get a compilation. They can get the CD, the album. Only $39, and they get all that. Voices Unheard, very limited edition on the gold vinyl with exclusive signed inserts. So you guys sign all the albums.
Yeah, that was
Very nice.
quite a long evening doing that 700 we've done.
Let me just share. I'm going to share the website real quick, just since I got it up.
Right.
This is the website, everyone. And that's JAYLER. See if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah, got it.
So anyone, if you go to the website, that's jailer.co.uk. You can go there from anywhere in the world. And they have all their merchandise on there. You can get their music. And that's recommended that you go there if you want to purchase the album. You can also do a pre-order. That you can do that today before May 29th. You can pre-order the Voices Unheard limited edition gold vinyl, and they also going to sign that for you if you purchase it. And very cool, very cool. And there's the tracks. Down Below's on there. Riverboat Queen's on there. Need Your Love. We played a few of those tonight for the audience. And The Gateway, and they're all on there. So go check it out. And I want to promote this for the band before the release. You guys going to have a little release party at the same time, Tyler?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I want to be there. I want to come out.
Yeah, you fly out.
That's pretty cool, man. You guys are a young band. You got a bright future, and I really wish you guys the best of luck on your tour.
Thank you very much.
And real quick, I want to go through the tour, and since I have it up on my screen, in case nobody knows, I just caught these guys right in the middle before they go on this huge tour that's going to take them to the end of the year. I think one of the last dates you're playing at the Albert Hall Theater.
That's going to wrap up the Deep Purple tour for us, yeah. Which is, I mean, I've never even been there, but it's like, as you know, being from England, that's like one of the most iconic venues in the country. So, yeah, that's quite the way to end a 36-date tour.
So you're calling that the Deep Purple tour?
Yes.
It says acoustic and electric album launch shows, more shows around the world to be announced soon. And then what are they talking about here? I'm looking at the tour dates, and they start, well, pretty quick here. We're coming up to June. You're in May. May 24th, you played at the Ribs and Blues Festival. And May 30th, which is right after your release, is Jacaranda, Baltic, and Liverpool, UK.
Yeah, they're all part of the signing session. So the first three signing shows, the first three album release shows are not just signing sessions, they're also electric sets. So we're going to play
okay.
You know, I think the first two are smaller electric sets, but the one in the middle in London, that's like, we're going to play the full album. It's a full show. And then the last two are little acoustic shows.
Very nice. And everybody, if you want to see the tour dates, just go to the website. That's JAYLER, JAYLER, JAYLER. And did I ask you how that name came about? Because you are Tyler and he's James.
Yes.
Did it have anything to do with your first names? The name of the
band? So when we were, when we just started, we were playing the open mic nights. One of the things that we always had to do was write your name down on the chalkboard.
Right.
And James went by Jay a lot of the time. So we'd put down Jay and Tyler. And that was we'd always put it down, and we always thought, it doesn't sound very cool either, a band's name. Yeah. And this once, as my father, he held up his phone and he just on the spot put in JAYLER, but he put J and in a lightning bolt Lur, and he held it up. And we were like, that's pretty cool.
Oh, how cool! Yeah.
So yeah, we started using that instead, and we always said, we're going to update it eventually. We're going to come up with something better. We're going to replace it. But then people started making merch with JAYLER on it. We started putting out show posters with JAYLER on it. We put out the UP. And at that point, we're like, we can't really change this. But what we did do is we removed the lightning bolt because we're massive AC/DC fans. So the lightning bolt was more like a cover band thing. So that
like the shirt you're wearing right there.
Exactly.
AC/DC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't the same lightning bolt, but it was a lightning bolt. But that's all gone now, and it's JAYLER doesn't just mean me and James. It means the whole band, and it means the community of people who
I like it. I like it. I would have never thought of that, but the fact I know your names, I thought it had. When I first heard the name, I thought it was like JAYLER, like a jailer. It's just spelt differently. The jailer of a prison or a whatever. And I didn't even think about the names. And then I started saying, wait a minute, it's Tyler and James. They had to come up with it somehow. And the other guys aren't offended, I'm sure. It's pretty cool. No, and you got a great band. Yeah.
Yeah. We always, E for Ed, R for Ricky. There you go.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
No,
So
they don't care.
so your tour is going to take you all the way to the end of the year. It looks like you're going into November.
Yeah, the summer there isn't. It's not like as packed out in the summer, but from
Yeah.
the end of September to middle of November, we are out.
Now, everybody out there, and I don't care where you are in the world, they are playing. The very last one is November 25th at Royal Albert Hall. Royal Albert Hall. Say that 3 times. London, in the UK. And the special guest, and tell me when Sammy Hagar is going to be playing with you guys. I love Sammy.
Oh yeah. So that's in the summer. That's July. I'm a big Van Halen fan, and I
There
love
you
the
go.
Sammy
There you
Hagar
go.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Michael Anthony's in the band as well. So
I know
yeah.
Michael Anthony, by the way. I was playing with him in the early days. So
Oh,
he lives in
fantastic.
he lives in Glendora, and I lived in Glendora or in Covina.
Yeah.
So we had the same mailbox. So me and Michael Anthony would run into the PO box at the same time.
That's
So-
pretty cool.
And he would have thongs on. He'd drive his Jeep in, and he would just kind of keep his head down because he didn't want to like people to recognize him. He's very, I don't know if he's timid or shy, but he doesn't want to be recognized. And we had and I saw him. I go, hey, what's up, Mike? I played with his little brother, and he's a few years older than me. But me and Tommy Lee from Motley Crue went to the same school, and we got thrown out. We got thrown out on the same day. So me and Tommy went to a continuation, and we're both the same age. Me and Tom. So me and Tom was in like another band, US 101, but we got thrown out we both got called into the principal's office. So you guys aren't going to make it. So you need to go to summer school, which is like, through the summer. And we went to Charter Oak High School, and me and Tom went in there and we screw this, man. And we were both in bands at the time. And he was in, I think, US 101. Then he got in Motley Crue after that. And I was in a band called Aftershock, who was playing in LA at the time. But I just kind of thought I'd run that by you, just give you my history. And man, it's so great. Yeah, and I know it's getting late out there, and I just gonna kind of start wrapping things up. Is there anything you want to say to your audience? Because you got a lot going on, you got a lot of things coming up. Is there anything you want to say before we start to head out?
You've said most of it, really. I think the only thing that I'd like to add is that no matter where you are in the world, if you're listening from in America or anywhere else, we want to play everywhere. So if you like what you hear and you want to show your support, go on to Facebook, Instagram, and social media, or if you go on our website, we've got our fan community called The Voices. You go ahead and join that for any latest releases or updates. And we're going to try and play everywhere we possibly can. So we hope to see you at a show. We hope to see you at a show sometime very soon.
Thank you, Tyler. And now we just had a long conversation with Tyler Arrowsmith of the band JAYLER out of the UK, and he's out in Birmingham, England, out there, or Birmingham. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know you got a busy schedule, and it's about 9 or 10 o'clock at night out there now. And
it's 20 past 10. Yes.
20 past 10. And right here, it's only it's 2:21 p.m. in the daytime.
Oh, wow. That is early.
On a Tuesday. Yeah. It's a Tuesday right now. So, Tyler, thank you again. And good luck on the tour. Good luck with the new album. And I'll be promoting you guys along the way. And be looking for me. And I hope you friend me or subscribe to my page so you can see any upcoming podcast shows on the Dean Bond Music Podcast Show. It's every Thursday night live at 6 o'clock. And in 2 days, I'm going to do a live show. So this is a pre-record, and you'll be released next week on Thursday, Pacific Standard Time. Fantastic. At 6 o'clock. All right. So I'm going to play a little video on the way out, and I want to thank you for doing the show.
Thank you, Dean. Appreciate it.